What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 50 of Combo Breaker Geek Podcast. I'm your host, Mario Valdez, and it's St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day. It's Saturday, March 17th, and today my co host is a bottle of Guinness Drought Stout. So, yeah, I was out with some friends last night. We had all kinds of Irish beer to celebrate St. Patrick's Day weekend, and I have a bottle of Guinness with me right now. So, yeah, that's my co-host today. So, of course, if you listened to last episode, you guys know that I started my own countdown to Infinity War. So, let me pop this guy open. There we go. Okay, so this episode is going to be about the Infinity Stones, and of course, it's going to be about more Infinity War news. Because if you haven't been paying attention for some reason, yesterday there was a lot of Infinity War stuff that went on, big stuff. So this episode is going to take a lot of time on more Infinity War stuff because there's just a whole bunch of Infinity War stuff coming out. Uh, like I said, countdown to Infinity War. So just really quick, there's two small pieces of news that I want to get out of the way so that we can start talking about um, Infinity War stuff. It was pretty crazy because there really wasn't a lot of noteworthy news that I found this past week. It all happened to be about Infinity War, and there was just stuff that I wanted to talk about uh, that when it comes to the movie. So I was like, might as well just use the whole episode on that. There will be plenty of weeks before Infinity War comes out. Well, not plenty, what, like maybe four, something like that. That I can talk about other stuff. But right now the hype is real for this movie. So, anyways, let's see the two pieces of news I have really quick. One is a piece of video game news. If any of you guys are a fan of The Witcher, the character Geralt, I think that's how you say it, right? Because I've never played The Witcher. I wanted to though. He's gonna be he just got added to the roster for Soul Calibur 6. I'm a big Soul Calibur fan, so if you guys are interested in those crossovers and these fighters that have guest characters, and there you go. The Witcher's Geralt is going to be in Soul Calibur 6, and then Noctis from Final Fantasy 15 just got added to Tekken. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Next piece of news. Okay, so this is pretty insane. So if if I'm correct, Kevin Smith was supposed to be Kevin Smith was directing this movie. This was, I want to say, late 90s. I forgot the year. I had the article here and I had read so much about it back when this whole news was coming out, but I didn't write any of it down. But anyways, you guys can look it up because there's actually a Facebook page for it. But the news was the Teen Titans Go movie that's coming out. They announced that Nicolas Cage is going to be playing Superman. And for some of you who don't know the significance of that, Kevin Smith was directing a movie called Superman Lives, where Nicolas Cage was playing Superman. They had him in costume. They had and it's crazy because he had long hair, and the movie was being filmed, and then there was like the movie ended up not being completed, and of course it never got released. There was all kinds of issues that happened, but um, I think last year, I want to say last year, or no, 2 years ago, there was a documentary that was released about basically about the movie, like the production that it did go through, and then the problems that it was having and why it didn't get released. If you guys are interested in that, it's called "The Death of Superman Lives," and there's actually a Facebook page for the documentary. I think you can order copies of the documentary from their website, which is on that Facebook page. So if you want, I can post the link on my Facebook page. So like I said, it's called The Death of Superman Lives, and if you didn't know, Nicolas Cage was supposed to be playing, yep, a live action Superman on screen. So now he's been cast in the Teen Titans Go animated movie, and yes, he's going to be playing Superman. So yeah, he's going to be playing Superman finally. So that's that. If you want to get a hold of me, or you know talk to me about this stuff, because I encourage you guys to, email is convobreaker@gmail.com. Facebook is at Convo Breaker Geek Podcast. Instagram is my personal Instagram is at MV7.0. And the podcast Instagram is Combo Breaker GP. So I'd like to hear from you guys. If there's anything you guys want me to look into for you guys, I will do that too. Without any other BS, I guess. Let's go into Infinity War. So okay, so Infinity War. If you guys were paying attention to the Facebook page, I think I posted Wednesday that I heard some info, or I saw some info floating around. I didn't know how legit it was, saying that tickets for Infinity War were gonna go on sale on Friday, which was yesterday. So sorry, I had to take a hit of my host over here. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled. I shared the info with you guys just in case you guys saw something that I didn't. And sure enough, then a report came out saying that with the release of the tickets, that there was going to be a new full-length trailer. And I was like, shit. Well, of course, if you guys heard past episodes, I'm not going to watch the trailers. Whatever I saw that was released during Super Bowl, that's all I've seen. I don't want to see anything else. So with that said, sure enough, Thursday they announced that tickets were going to go on sale 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, it was weird because I was at work and I was like, okay, that's cool. I'll go on at 9 o'clock. I went on a little before 9. I guess there was a time zone thing. I guess for us it was 8 o'clock. So it was weird because when I ended up pushing through the purchase for my ticket, it was 9 o'clock on the dot. So anyway, so I go through Fandango, and well, I went through Fandango because that was the only site that I saw selling tickets. Because usually when I buy tickets, I buy from my theater for pre-sale. But Fandango wasn't one that had them. So I was like, you know what, let me go. And it's funny because when I checked my email after all this, I saw that I had gotten email from different cinema accounts saying, hey, Avengers tickets are on sale, blah, blah, blah. I was like, that's cool. Got my Fandango ticket. So if you guys, like I said again, we're keeping track with the Facebook page. You guys saw that I was giving you guys the information to go to Fandango and get your tickets there. One, because they were having if you guys don't know this, I know I didn't put the details in there, but if you ordered your tickets through Fandango, you got a code to get a free Infinity War poster. Okay, so it's exclusive artwork, and there was 5 different posters that you could choose from, so you can get one poster. Well, the cool thing is that it's from the fan shop on Fandango, but those posters come directly from Marvel Studios. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, you guys got a ticket from Fandango, or you haven't yet, and maybe you want to get a later ticket. I know this is while supplies last and stuff like that, but I ended up buying 2 tickets and only got one code. So basically, it's per purchase. So there might still be posters up for grabs, especially since there's 5 different ones. But like I said, these posters come directly from Marvel Studios, which is fucking insane. So I ordered like I said, I got my tickets yesterday. I got I told you guys that I wanted to go the weekend of because I don't like going, the early showing or the opening weekend. But for this movie, I just had to. I saw, and also too, I don't like watching in 3D. I got used to IMAX 2D, so IMAX 3D, I should say, because it's that 3D is different from regular 3D, real D or whatever. So the first showing for for the week was the Thursday early showing. Uh, Early release, I guess I should say. First showing at 7 p.m. In the evening, and then after that it's 10:30. So I was like, you know what? No, I want to watch 2D, but that was a 10:30 showing on a Thursday, and I was like, no, I got work. I might just end up calling in on Friday just to, I might end up doing the podcast on Friday instead of that week that the movie comes out. So Thursday, the first showing ended up being IMAX 3D. So I'm gonna be watching them. I'm gonna watch this movie multiple times. For one, IMAX 3D kind of it's a little. For those of you who don't know, I had a conversation about this with one of my friends. If you watch any movie in 3D, the tint or the contrast seems to be a bit darker, and so or sometimes it looks a little off. And I'm not the only one who thinks that. If you guys really pay attention to movies like I do, you'll notice small stuff like that. So, anyways, the first viewing that I'm gonna have is of course, the very first viewing of the week. It's gonna be an IMAX 3D. I'll probably go back either that same weekend or the following weekend and watch it again at IMAX 2D. Um, so that's pretty crazy. So back to Fandango. So Fandango, I ordered my ticket and I was like, you know what? Let me go back and get my poster, right? Because I had gotten a code for in my email to get the free poster. So I go and I make an account, And if you guys saw my Instagram or if you guys were on the Facebook page, you saw the Fandango error page that I posted. And within 1 hour, the Fandango site crashed. Um, and also, too, the showing that I got. So check this out. So I'm getting my ticket. I was gonna get one ticket, and I was like, I'm gonna get a ticket, and I chose my seat. So then I ended up making a mistake or something, and I ended up going back to the theaters, and I was like, you know what? Let me get two tickets. You know what? I'll find someone who wants to go, and I don't know who I go, but I'll find somebody, and I'll I'll go with them. This would be a good movie to watch with somebody. So especially with all the hype that's going on, it's just there's gonna be so much to talk about with this movie. So anyway, so I refreshed my page and holy shit, I was like, oh, there's a lot of tickets left over, but the colors were switched on the Fandango site from where I usually buy my tickets. So the colors for sold and available were different. And when I looked, when I took a second glance, I was like, holy shit! I was like, those are sold seats, right? So the seats were like I said within I want to say 40 minutes. And I'm pretty sure the other showings were close to selling out too because this was within the first hour of them going on sale. That showing, that theater that I got, was there was only a handful of tickets left. So I bought my two tickets and those were the only two seats next to each other in that row. So back to that. So Fandango site crashes in an hour. On top of that, within 6 hours, Infinity War beats Black Panther pre-sales, and as of now, it's the best-selling superhero movie. Um, yeah. So I mean, pre-sales totally. I mean, it smoked. And this was stupid. Of course, it's not a competition. It's just an interesting fact because, of course, these Marvel movies are gonna break records. But it beat Black Panther pre-sales after Black Panther was doing a fucking crazy job destroying records. I mean, we all knew this was gonna happen. Uh, we just didn't know that Black Panther was gonna break the records that it did. But Infinity War, I mean, broke Black Panther pre-sales. Or surpassed Black Panther pre-sales in 6 hours. So that's like insane, and it's crazy because I went online and this was just stupid. I know these aren't Marvel fans, these aren't MCU fans. These are people who just went to go see, Black Panther. People that aren't even fans of the MCU. They're just people that go, off the wave of whatever, which is whatever. But I just don't like when people start doing this. What I saw was, I'm not gonna talk about this too much, but people were fighting basically doing a Infinity War versus Black Panther. They were like fans, Marvel fans, I should say, like in air quotes, because they're not really fans, arguing between each other, saying like, "Oh, well, the only reason why Infinity War broke records was because Black Panther is in it. Black Panther, blah 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 blah." Um, I mean, it's just stupid, stupid argument. You see stupid arguments between so-called Marvel fans or fanboys and DC fanboys and all this stuff. I'm like, dude, just shut up and watch the movies. Like, I mean, it's interesting to say they broke, to see that they broke records, but I mean, people were literally arguing and bashing, like, Black Panther viewers who had seen the movie were literally like talking shit about Infinity War, saying that it's not gonna do this and it's all because of Black Panther, blah blah. I was like, really, guys? I'm like, that's not the whole point of all this, right? Just shut up, have fun with the movies, blah blah blah. So, anyways, back with Black Panther. So it outpaced Black Panther and ticket sales. Crashed Fandango in an hour. Actually, I'm still having trouble with the Fandango site. I don't know if any of you guys are having this problem or if you guys bought the tickets, but I'm having a trouble viewing my order for my poster. I have my confirmation email on my receipt, but whenever you go to the website now, the page that displayed the page in their shop that displayed the posters, that site, so that web page supposedly doesn't exist anymore. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I couldn't view my order. It says I hadn't ordered anything, but when I check my email, it says, yeah, I have the confirmation. So blah blah blah. If you haven't seen the exclusive posters, they're pretty cool. There's five of them. You can probably see some of them on eBay in a few weeks because I get my poster in 2 to 3 weeks. It's free. All you do is pay shipping and handling, which is cool for an exclusive poster from Marvel Studios. Speaking of Black Panther, Black Panther is now on track to be number one for the fifth straight weekend. So Wrinkle in Time couldn't take it out. I don't know if it's still in IMAX. I know it was in IMAX last week. But it's on track right now to beat Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider to me doesn't look all that good in the first place. I would have liked to have seen it, but just the trailers did not look appealing to me at all. Just like looks like way too much CGI. I mean, you look at the water, I was like, for a movie like that, you would think it would be a lot more practical stuff. I mean, come on, it's Tomb Raider. Like you would, I, I think as a director, you would have to, you know, kind of do it that way. But I mean, whatevs. I mean, they didn't sign me on to do the movie, so I can't say anything. But yeah, it's on track to be number one for the fifth straight weekend. The only I think for right now it would be like number two as far as streaks go, because right now the longest streak at number one is going to be, I think this was 2009, 2010. Avatar. Avatar was number one at the box office 7 weeks straight. So right now it's 5 weeks. What's going to be at 5 weeks straight? If it can take out Tomb Raider, I'm pretty sure it will. And there's still a lot of people that I know that would like to go back and see Black Panther again. I'd actually like to go back and see it just for the hell of it. Unfortunately, I don't have time right now. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen Black Panther yet, I'm surprised. I don't think I've bumped into anybody. Like, I even have friends who I didn't think saw Black Panther, who don't usually watch movies like this, who I found out did see Black Panther. I'm like, holy shit. So, I mean, just like Infinity War, the hype was real for Black Panther too. And it's a good movie too. I haven't talked to anybody who didn't like the movie. I mean, I did have my issues with the movie. If you, in case you guys didn't hear my review on it, it was episode, what was it, 47? Oh no, 46, episode 46. So that was 4 episodes ago, in case you want to check that out. I did like the movie. I liked it. Was it the best the MCU had to offer? No, but it was really, really, really good. I still put it on top of some of the other ones that have come out before it. So there's that on Black Panther, and of course we're going to talk about Infinity Stones in a bit. Let's see what we got here. So still sticking with Avengers, AMC. In case you guys didn't see the also too, I was gonna say the trailer. The trailer, if you guys saw it, I saw some screenshots of the trailer because the trailer was released yesterday. And yeah, I'm avoiding watching it. I want to, be totally in awe when I see the movie for the first time. There's a lot of movies that I kind of ruined for myself. Trying to keep up with all the things that were released for it, exclusives and all the behind the scenes stuff. For one was Age of Ultron. Of course, I've talked multiple. I didn't think Age of Ultron, was as good as a movie as I thought it should have been. But on top of that, that movie I kept up on it so much. I think I kind of killed it for myself too. I mean, but then again, everybody was seeing the same thing I was. TV spots, all the trailers that were coming out and blah blah blah. So yeah, this one I'm avoiding it. I've only seen the first teaser trailer. That's all I want to see. So if I can just avoid all that stuff for the next month or so, it's gonna be pretty mind blowing when I see this movie in April. So here's another thing. So this was the link I was talking about that I posted on Facebook. AMC is gonna be hosting an Avengers marathon that lasts 30 plus hours. I think I saw it was like 31, 32, 33 hours, something like that. I have the link on Facebook in case you want to see it, or you've already seen it. But basically it's going to lead up to the premiere, and I'm like, that is insane. First off, I want to be super fresh when I watch Infinity War, when it comes out, and I don't want to be tired, or I don't want to be exhausted at all. And I don't want to be like thinking about the other movies too much, like blah blah blah. But what I would do, I'm pretty sure tickets are already on sale for this, but like I said, AMC is having an Avengers marathon, playing all the movies. Oh, excuse me. What I would do is buy my ticket, get the exclusive stuff they have, blah blah blah, and then split. Watch maybe one or two of the movies. I'd probably watch. I wouldn't watch Civil War again. I've seen that one a handful of times, but I'd probably like to see Winter Soldier again. Maybe. Mm, Not the first Iron Man. What would I see again? I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm cool with. I've seen multiple times. I saw it multiple times in theaters. Yeah, probably Winter Soldier. That, or you know what? Probably the first two Captain Americas. I'd probably see those, and then like just skip the other ones. Not that I don't care. I don't want to spend too much time going back through all that stuff. It's just like a super fucking overload. Infinity War itself is going to be a super overload. Okay. Also too, for those of you guys who don't keep up with movies and stuff, um, talking still a little bit about the movie. So if you guys, I don't know if you guys ever took like field trips when you guys were kids to the IMAX and you saw IMAX 3D like documentaries and stuff. Basically, the IMAX documentaries were like the only films that they would use that they would film completely with IMAX cameras. So IMAX cameras were kind of like that rare, expensive format that that they would use for things like that. And then, well, on top of that, what I was gonna say was a lot of movies that are either in 3D or that come out released in IMAX. A lot of them are kind of like converted, and a lot of them aren't. Well, a lot of them, none of them, no Hollywood IMAX release is filmed entirely in IMAX 3D cameras. Though you will have portions of the movies, like fight scene or like main action pieces. I think one example was the airport fight scene in Avengers, Captain America: Civil War. So, in a lot of these movies that you see at the IMAX, you're gonna have a lot of conversion, or you're gonna have like certain sequences filmed in IMAX. Well, Avengers Infinity War, if I'm correct, of the next Avengers, this goes for it too. But this movie is the first Hollywood release, blockbuster, I guess I can say, that was shot entirely with IMAX cameras. So the Russo brothers shot this thing entirely in IMAX cameras. So this thing is gonna look beautiful in both 2D and 3D. I'm gonna see it in 3D first and then in 2D. But even if you guys aren't interested in 3D, because a lot of people aren't, I kind of killed it for myself with 3D. I mean, it's not all that great anyways. Um, but IMAX 2D is legit as shit. I mean, it's so crisp that it almost looks 3D, like for real. So if you ever want to see a movie in all its glory, oh, excuse me, sorry guys, in all its glory, if it gets an IMAX release, which most do, I suggest watching an IMAX 2D from now on. I don't know how much IMAX tickets cost for a year from, but where I'm at, I usually pay about 14, 15 bucks for my IMAX ticket. That's without a student discount and all that stuff. But to me, it's worth it. The sound is awesome. Uh, I do like AVX, but to me, IMAX picture and audio is you really can't get any better than that. I think a lot of theaters too have upped their game with their IMAX theaters. So if you have one near you, I suggest you go see it, especially Infinity War. So more Infinity War stuff. This is pretty interesting because a lot of people were saying, "Well, where's Hawkeye? Where's Ant Man?" In the trailers and in the marketing and stuff. And it's crazy because I just saw a report saying that Ant-Man and the Wasp, which comes out later on this year, is going to be the movie most tied to Infinity War. So that's going to be pretty interesting because judging by the trailer, it's hard to see where it sits in the timeline because I'm pretty sure it's not after. But anyways, from where it sits in the timeline, so yeah, they were saying it's most tied to Infinity War. Ooh, excuse me again, guys. And I'm super interested to how that works out. But of course, that comes out later in the year. In the year. So, anyways, back to Hawkeye. So everyone's all like, where's Hawkeye and blah blah blah, and he's gonna die or whatever, whatever. Because I know, um, off of reports and interviews and behind the scenes stuff, that Jeremy Renner did film Hawkeye parts for Avengers 4, which comes out next year. No title yet. It's not called Infinity War Part 2 because originally it was Infinity War Part 1 and 2, but that's not the case. This is Infinity War. The other one, I'm going to take a bet and say it has to do something with the Ultimates or the Ultimate Universe. But back to what I want to say about Hawkeye, I have a theory. Not a theory. My guess is that the reason why he's not in this movie is because this is going to be a first wave of attack, or not a first wave of attack, but this is probably going to be like one of the bigger battles of Avengers 3 and 4. And what's going to happen is that, well, for those of you guys who maybe don't really pay attention too much, or maybe haven't snapped or thought about it too much, but Hawkeye is the only Avenger who has kids. So, I mean, if this guy's coming tossing moons at your fucking, home planet, what are you going to do? You're going to go try to, be with your family or protect them or get them somewhere safe, right? So I'm assuming that the reason why Hawkeye is not around is maybe because he's with his family or he's working to get his family somewhere safe and blah blah blah. And maybe that's why he comes back in Avengers 4 because I know he did film some parts for Avengers 4. We have him with his little hawk and with his little mohawk and stuff, or frohawk, or whatever you want to call it. But that's my bet. If you guys have any theories on where you think Hawkeye is, or what you think happens to Hawkeye, or maybe you think he dies, there's a lot of people putting some pretty dumb arguments out there, saying that, oh, he's a useless Avenger and blah blah. He doesn't shoot arrows, and then other people are arguing, well, his arrows are tech based, which are true. And I mean, if you guys have ever shot a bow and arrow before, I have. It takes skill to shoot bow and arrow, and Hawkeye's supposed to be one of the best marksmen, uh, uh, or sharpshooters, whatever you want to call it, with a bow and arrow. So he's not supposed to miss a target. So some people don't like firearms. I don't like firearms. Steve Rogers doesn't like firearms. Everyone has their weapon of choice. Cap is a shield. Some people like swords. Uh, I mean, he has an arrow, and he has different arrows. I mean, he has like, I think, some of the games that I played, he has like acid arrows. He does have electric arrows, kind of like how Black Widow has stun tech and stuff like that. I mean, they're both kind of spies, so they have some pretty, crazy tech, and especially being with the shield and stuff like that. So to have that argument that uh, Hawkeye is useless, yeah, he's not. That's just a pretty stupid argument. So without going on too much about Hawkeye, because there's pretty much nothing else I can say about that. Let's go on and talk about the Infinity Stones, because that's what I wanted this episode to be about. Infinity War is getting closer. Like I said, this is my countdown to Infinity War. The next shows, whether it's my main topic or not, I'll be talking about something that has to do with the MCU, something different, maybe something we're not really paying attention to, or something we forgot about. Maybe give us some refreshers for when Infinity War comes out. Because last episode I talked about MCU villains. I could have gotten into them more, but that episode I was kind of rambling on. I hit 1 hour. I hadn't hit 1 hour. I hadn't hit a 1 hour episode in quite some time. So this is my countdown to Infinity War. Like I said, if you guys have anything to add to it, you guys know where to hit me up. Let's see. Okay, so the Infinity Stones. Before creation itself, there were six singularities. Then the universe exploded into existence, and the remnants of these systems were forged into concentrated ingots, Infinity Stones. These stones, it seems, can only be brandished by beings of extraordinary strength. These carriers can use the stone to mow down entire civilizations like wheat in a field. Once, for a moment, a group was able to share that energy amongst themselves, but even they were quickly destroyed by it. So this is about the Infinity Stones. Where are they? Which is which one? What have we seen? Which one's missing? So Thanos, as we saw in the teaser trailer, and if you guys saw the main trailer, he has some of the stones already on him. So let's do a rundown of the Infinity Stones that we've seen so far. What they've done, who has them, where they're at. What do we think? How we think Thanos got them. So yeah, let's go through them real quick. So the first one, the Power Stone, that would be the purple one that we saw in. Let's see, what was that? That would be Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's the like I said, the purple stone. That's the Power Stone in the MCU, because of course the color designations I think in the powers are different in the comic book storyline. So it's funny because I wanted to get the hardcover or the paperback collection of Infinity War, or Infinity Gauntlet, I should say, because that's what Infinity War is based off of. If any of you guys have read the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, or if any of you guys are looking forward to reading it before the film comes out, let me know. I actually should do that. One of my episodes should be about the Infinity Gauntlet. That only makes sense. So actually, you know what? What I'm gonna do is I'll probably go ahead and order that now. I'm gonna order a copy of Infinity Gauntlet, get a rush on that, read that when as the weeks come out. I'll read that. I'll talk about what I think they're gonna draw from it or not. But what's crazy is that this movie is gonna draw from the Infinity War storyline that I think came out. I want to say 3 years ago. I started some of that story, and and it's crazy because before Guardians of the Galaxy came out, Guardi- Guardians of the Galaxy in the comic books had restarted. So it started from number one, and I remember I didn't know who the Guardians of the Galaxy were, and but I wanted to see the movie. But before the movie came out, I was already looking at different titles that Marvel had, and I was like, you know what? Let me check out Guardians of the Galaxy. I read the first few issues, and I never kept up with it, just like I did with a bunch of the other series. But Guardians of the Galaxy, from what I remember, that one took a lot. That series. Uh, had a lot from of what the movie had. And the same thing with Infinity War. If any of you guys read Infinity War from 3 years ago, this was kind of setting up the Infinity War movie adaptation. So I mean, at least that's what it looks like. It had to do with Shield. It had to do with the Black Order. So if any of you guys are interested in that, I'm pretty sure there's a collection on it already. Like I said, it's called Infinity War. Okay, so let's go back to the stones, where I was at. Purple Stone, Power Stone. The current owner, as of now, the Nova Corps has the has that stone. And it was last seen on Xandar. So of course the Nova Corps is on Xandar. So we first saw that one in Guardians of the Galaxy. Ronan had that one. The Guardians of the Galaxy ended up getting that stone from them. And in the I don't know if Thanos. I can't remember the teaser trailer. I don't want to go back and see it, but he has some of the stones, and I'm pretty sure the Purple Stone is one of them, or the Power Stone. So that means that at the point we see Thanos in the film, that means he took out the Nova Corps, or even worse, took out Xandar, and Xandar probably doesn't even exist anymore, which is pretty fucking crazy. Because Nova Corps, we all know, well, probably don't all know, but Nova Corps was made off of was I think based around or created by Richard Rider, the character Nova. But in the movie, we see Nova Prime, which is played by Glenn Close. So I guess she's like the one of the higher ranking officers in the Nova Corps. We don't even know if Nova himself, Richard Rider, exists in the MCU. There hasn't really been a hint to him from what I remember. Yeah, so if Thanos took out Xandar or took out the Nova Corps and wiped him out completely for that stone, that's gonna be pretty crazy. Or maybe we see. Well, no, I doubt Guardians would have gotten some kind of a relay about that, but because we see him with Thor at the end of Thor Ragnarok. But anyways, so that's the Power Stone, the Purple Stone. That's where that's at. The next one, that is going to be, it looks like the Reality Stone. So that one is gonna be the one that we saw in Thor: The Dark World, if I'm correct. And that's the one that the Warriors, I hope I'm right, that the Warriors 3 deliver to the Collector at the end of that movie. So the Red Stone, the Reality Stone, current owner is the Collector, and it was last seen on Nowhere. Um, yeah, so if I'm correct, that's the Ether. Um, that has to be the Ether if I'm correct, because if I'm looking through these, yeah, that was the Ether. So the Reality Stone, the Red Stone, that one is from the Collector. And it was weird because when we see the Collector, he kind of looks like you can't really fully trust him, because he's one of these guys that has been around the universe for like the longest times. Like he's one of these, I forgot what they're called. He's actually related. Well, he's like he's supposed to be the brother to the Thor Ragnarok character that Jeff Goldblum played. Wow, I've seen the movie like literally 100 times. It's been on replay here for my niece. The Collector and the Grandmaster. Okay, Grandmaster, there you go. So these two guys have been around for a long time. I'm surprised the Grandmaster doesn't have an Infinity Stone, but Tanalir Tivan. So yes, the Collector, he has that stone. So that's two stones. Next stone, the Blue Stone, which is the Space Stone. That is, if I'm correct, yes, I am correct. That is the Tesseract. Current owner, from what it says here, I think after the events of Thor No, yeah, no, actually, he stole it. We all know if you've seen Thor Ragnarok. Spoiler alert. Current owner of the Space Stone is Loki. Loki has it. It was last seen on Asgard. So for those of you who haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, spoiler alert, it was on Asgard. Before Asgard gets destroyed in Ragnarok by Hela and Surtur, um, Loki swipes it. So Loki, as of now, has the Space Stone. So Nova, let's go through this real quick. Nova Corps has the Power Stone. The Collector has the Reality Stone. Loki has the Space Stone. Next is the Green Stone, the Time Stone. The current owner is Doctor Strange, last seen at the New York Sanctum Sanctorum. So Doctor Strange has that. That's the oh my God, is I think that's the Orb of Agamotto, I think. That's the one that he wears on his necklace. That's the one he wears around his neck. That's the one that he used to put Dormammu in the time loop. So Doctor Strange is the current holder of the Time Stone, and of course, if you go to the if you watch the trailer or the teaser trailer, then you know Thanos is attacking New York, and most likely it's because he's after the Time Stone that Doctor Strange has. Or let's jump to the next stone. He might be after Vision because I think the if I'm correct, the new uh Shield, no, the new Avengers headquarters was upstate New York. So it's still in New York. That would take us to the Yellowstone, which is the Mind Stone. That one was found. Well, that one originally was seen in the first Avengers because it's weird because Loki had no, not Loki. Yeah, Loki I think had two because he once touched the Tesseract once before, but even going before that, he had the scepter. And of course, the scepter was blue, but the stone was hidden inside that little part, that little blue part of the scepter. And of course, we all saw in Age of Ultron, you crack that little guy open, and that yellow soul stone was in there. And we all know that gave life to the Vision. So the current owner, of course, is the Vision, and the location is on Vision's forehead. So, Thanos is going to be after that guy for sure. We all saw that in the trailer. He's going to be yanking that thing off his forehead. So the stone that we're missing now is the orange stone, the Soul Stone, and current owner unknown. Current location, last seen unknown. There are theories to where this stone could be. One theory that I heard recently is that it's not a matter of where this stone is, but when this stone is. And they're saying there's a theory or a report stating that Thanos is going to use the time stone to go back to a point of in time and to get the Soul Stone. Another theory is that the Soul Stone is on Wakanda, which is why we see what looks like it's going to be a main battle sequence on Wakanda. We see Captain America, Falcon, almost all the Avengers in Wakanda, and it kind of makes sense. That that one of the stones would be there, especially since Wakanda was hitting and all that good stuff. But and maybe that's like a source of what gives Black Panther his powers from that little plant, that purple plant. But the Soul Stone's orange, so we don't know where the Soul Stone is. There hasn't really been a clear hint to where it's at. Like I said, there's theories. If you guys have a theory, or maybe you think you have an idea of where the Soul Stone is at, hit me up. I'd like for you guys to hit me up on convobreaker at gmail.com. So email me, tell me what's up, tell me what you think of the show. Share the show with your friends if you like it. Let me know how hyped you are for Infinity War. But let's take a quick run through this real quick before I say goodbye for this episode. This episode was really quick. I knew what I wanted to talk about. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, in case I haven't said it yet, I don't think I have. I should have. The current, yeah, I haven't. Okay, so the current number of days so far, because of course this is the countdown to Infinity War. There are 40 days left to Infinity War. So, yeah, a little over a month, 10 days over a month till Infinity War. So 40 days until this movie is released. It's gonna be crazy. Like I said, showings are selling out like crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if it's gonna be hard to find tickets for the first available showings of tickets released. So okay, one more time. Let me run through these stones real quick. Purple Stone, Power Stone. Nova Corps has this stone. It's on Xandar. The Red Reality Stone. Current owner, the Collector. He's on Nowhere. Excuse me. And up to date, based off of the events in Thor Ragnarok, the Blue Stone, the Space Stone, Loki has that. That'll be on Asgard. Well, not Asgard anymore. It's with Loki, and Loki is floating around space somewhere with Thor, with the survivors of Asgard, or whoever's the Asgardians left. You know, whoever survived that little battle on Asgard between Hela and the Asgardians. The Green Stone, the Time Stone, Doctor Strange has that in New York, Sanctum Sanctorum. The Yellow Stone, the Mind Stone, and that's going to be on Vision's head with the Vision in the Avengers headquarters in upstate New York. And of course, the Orange Soul Stone. No one knows where the hell that stone's at. So, like I said, this was on Infinity War. Infinity War information, pretty much getting us hyped for the movie. The hype might not the I wouldn't say the hype is going to die down, but it's going to give. I guess I'll have a little bit of breathing room within the next week to kind of talk about other stuff. But of course, like I said, I'm still going to have main topics being based on the MCU. So if you guys have any ideas about what I should talk about in the next week, I think that gives me 4 weeks worth of shows to talk about Infinity War stuff. If you have any ideas, like I said, hit me up at convobreaker@gmail.com. And I will see you guys next week. And thanks for listening. Later.